Hi, I'm Zarine Khan and welcome to my show, Spices and Secrets. Today, we will talk about enriching our lives with food and music. If music be the food of life, play on. All our lives are linked to music in some form. We take music for granted like we take food for granted. But both music and food nourish body and soul. Amongst our many creative friends, we have people from the music world like singers, composers, and musicians. And our conversations come alive with creative talks and very often even the sounds of music. In the earlier years, before my kids had grown up, whenever I cooked, I used to keep a little radio in the kitchen and listen to its channels. The love for my family, along with the music, lifted my mood to keep me happy throughout my cooking sessions. Besides, both Sanjay and I love all sorts of music. Hence, music has been an integral part of our lives, just as food has. Today, even our film world is defined the world over by its various songs and dances, a feature that very few international films have today. In today's episode, we have two friends lunching with us who are musical entities and who have been long-time friends of our family. One makes popular commercial film music, grabbing the pulse of the masses, and the other croons words and poems of beauty in his very soulful voice. He defines love, longing, and loss with equal pain and passion. But before we bring them on, I will make a very easy recipe with you called Dudhi Dalcha. So why don't you come along with me? First, I take masoor dal and tur dal and pour them into this dish and mix the two up. Then I pour about 3 cupfuls of water into this. Then I add 1 teaspoonful of turmeric, 1 teaspoonful of lal mirchi, a little bit of salt. Last but not the least, some little green chilies. Mix all of it together properly. And then close the lid and let it cook. It'll take about 20 minutes for all this. In the meantime, I can cut the dudhi. We cut the dudhi into big rounds. And if you want, I can cut it again, but it should be quite large. I can do this to give it just that right square. Now, this is the last bit of the dudhi that I cut and keep aside. And then I take all of it and put it into this bowl. And I keep it here. Now I start cutting the tomatoes. Now the last of the tomatoes is ready to be put into the dekchi. So I open this and quickly put in all the tomatoes into the dalcha. Mix it into it properly and close the lid till this is done. Now it looks like the Dudhi Dalcha is ready for the dudhi to get in. So I remove this. All of this we pour into the dal. Mix it right in and then add imli juice. As it is, it started looking really very nice and appetizing. We close this. This dalcha is highly nutritious because of the combination of the vegetables and the dals. And it is also quite popular in Hyderabad. I would say very popular. So now I'm going to start cutting the onions and prepare for the tadka. The last bit of the onions are all ready. Put the oil in. First go in the jeera. Then the little bit of rye. And anything you like. And the Kashmiri chilies. The garlic, small pieces of garlic. And some curry patta. And we let this fry properly and then put in the onions. Just a little bit. Ah, the whiff is something very special. This is known as our Indian tadka. Now I have to let all this fry very well and the onions to become soft. So I put a pinch of the red chilli. They say you have to cook with a lot of love in your heart for whoever you are cooking for. And today, because my special guest is coming, I have to be extra careful. So here we go. And I think by this time, our dal should also have been cooked with the dudhi, yes. And pour all of this lovely bagar into this beautiful dudhi ka dalcha. And now we tightly close the lid so it's sort of packed, the steam is inside. There, your dudhi dalcha is ready to be served in just 3 minutes. I can see the dudhi dalcha is ready. So I'm going to now pour it into the vessel it's supposed to be served in. And wow! There we go. So now that the dalcha is ready, we are going to make it a little special in the presentation. Put a little bit of this coriander just to give a little taste and also for the presentation, add some color. Your dudhi dalcha is now ready to be served. I wish you could just smell the aroma. It is quite easy to make. And in case you missed anything, here's the recap.
For dudhi dalcha, in a pan, add 1 cup soaked skinned split pigeon peas, 1 cup soaked skinned split red lentils, 3 cups of water, 1 teaspoon turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon red chilli powder, salt to taste, 2 chopped green chilies. Mix well and cook it for 15 to 20 minutes. Add 2 chopped tomatoes, 1 diced bottle gourd, half cup tamarind juice. Mix well, cover with the lid and let it cook for 30 minutes. In another pan, heat 2 tablespoon oil, add 1 teaspoon cumin seeds, 1 teaspoon mustard seeds, 6 to 8 dry Kashmiri red chilies, 2 to 3 teaspoon chopped garlic, 10 to 12 curry leaves and let it fry. Now add 2 chopped onions, 1 teaspoon red chilli powder and fry till they turn light brown. Add the prepared tempering to the dal and stir well. Garnish the dish with freshly chopped coriander and serve hot. Your Dudhi Dalcha is ready to be served.
We will be making music and preparing food with our next recipe, thanks to our melodious guests. So stay tuned and we'll be back, but after a break.